morning. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, and I wanted to bring up a topic I said that I was going to bring up in my last video, and it has to do with G tubes or J tubes, feeding tubes for, in my case, was for my eating disorder. And I know I was very open about it when I got mine placed, and I shared the video, and I noticed that it had gotten quite a bit of views, and I wasn't sure if it was that it was just intriguing because people wanted to see what it was like to have one. But I am going to state that as far as eating disorders go, I have also had the NG tube placed in the hospital during treatment times, and I felt that that was much more useful and helpful and beneficial than having a semi-permanent feeding tube put in. And the reason is when you have an NG tube, you have the staff and in the hospital and the nurses and the teams who are very well educated on how it works and how it needs to be taken care of, and are on top of you and on top of it, making sure you're getting what you need, and does not leave a scar. It does not take a lot of maintenance to keep sterile or anything like that. You don't have to have the risk of infection as much. And then when you have gotten to a place where you are further along in your treatment and you are ready to, move on to solids, they wean you off of it. And then it's done. When you have a J tube or a G tube put in the way I did, and I have had it, this is now my third one that has been placed, because when I have gone into treatment with it, one of the downsides to it is that it is very hard to find a treatment center that will take a J tube or a G tube. I think there are 2 or 3 in the country. Most of them will not take you with it. They don't know how to work it. They don't like to deal with the fact that it is considered an open wound, so it's you're high risk for infection. They will probably ask you to remove it, and they will, if you need it, they will put an NG in. And it is a hassle to get the tube in to begin with, so to get it removed is also quite a feat. So that is something I learned, is that the tube is not helpful as far as getting into treatment. And also, if you don't have the same team and the same professionals and the nursing and everything at home to help you do the feedings, it is not going to work. If you are not able to feed yourself physically, you are not going to be able to put the formula and the water needed into the bags and allow it to go through your tube for as long as they suggest. Mine was for 20 hours a day, and it stay attached while all the time knowing the exact calorie count that is in the bags, because you are pouring it in yourself. That was a huge problem for me, and that always and still is an issue, and it is why I have not used mine, because I freak out. I cannot fathom having that go through me, and that is why my tube now is just sitting there, and I am taking care of it and keeping it clean and going to my appointments. And I have voiced, and I have been an advocate for myself, saying that this tube is not useful at all right now. I now cannot get into any treatment centers because of my insurance, but on top of that, the treatment centers that would take me with the tube, because of COVID and everything, it has become a problem also because of infection and because of even traveling with it. So I kind of left myself a sitting duck. So I would definitely say that in the case of having a PEG tube, if you need it temporarily, and this is again just for eating disorders, people have these tubes for many different reasons, and they are life-saving. And I'm not saying that it can't be life-saving if you have the proper team at your house that is able to help you. But if you are left to your own devices, it is useless, and that's my opinion on it. I have not seen anybody really progress with it and been like, okay, this is what I needed, I can now move on through recovery on my own. I have not seen that happen, and so I don't suggest a peg tube for an eating disorder. I would say that the surgery is quick, but it does hurt. You also, again, have to worry about infection. My first one got infected quite a few times for no reason. It gets stuck on things. You have to make sure the tubing is clean. You have to make sure the area is clean. You can't go into swimming pools. You can't go into bathtubs. There's a lot of things you cannot do with it. And then on top of it, having to have the responsibility to basically care for yourself with it is overwhelming, and it just adds to the pressure and the stress. And if you aren't a calorie counter, it will make you one, because you are now forced to look at the bottle. It is a big bottle. So since my children are now fighting in the other room, I'm going to cut this video short. I just wanted to give you my opinion on it, because mine, unfortunately, will not be removed anytime soon, because I cannot get help in another state. So this is kind of a lifeline for me, for if I do end up in a hospital out here, it is easy to just hook me up. But as far as getting into treatment, as far as being a, a quick fix for your anorexia or bulimia or eating disorder in general, it is not something that I recommend. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I hope everybody has a good week and a happy Monday, and I will probably see you guys toward the end of the week. All right, bye.